Yo, JBlanked here. How to build your first FlipperZero app the easy way, part 3. Before we begin, make sure you have completed the steps from part 1, where we set up the environment, cloned the Hello World C++ project, and reviewed the app structure. Make sure you also have completed the steps from part 2, where we learned how to connect to Wi-Fi, send an HTTP request, then process the response. In part 3, we'll expand on our code from part 2 by integrating the loading animation, creating a menu, and adding another API. By the end of this part, you'll know how to manage, display, and input events like a pro. First, open up our Hello World project from part 2 in Visual Studio Code and pull up the run header within the run folder. We're going to integrate our loading animation first and then the menu. At the top, let's include our loading class. Now we'll add an instance of it in our class right after the app context. Great, now let's open up run.cpp and add our loading. We only need to edit 2 places for now. Under the request receiving case, remove this line and add, if not loading, this should be canvas, loading dash animate. And then under the request received, add if loading, loading dash stop, loading dot reset. Let's also add that same code to the request error case too. Scroll down. Now we can launch and test this within our app. Now when we click run and click the OK button, we see a loading animation until the request is finished. Now let's open up run.hpp. We're going to make a public method to draw our menu and add another method to handle our menu input. We also need to add a member to track our index. And add another member to hold our menu count. And then save. Now let's add the source to the menu draw and menu input methods in run.cpp. Now these are a bit bigger, so bear with me. First, we draw the title, then we draw the underline for the title. Next, we draw a dot pattern. Then we draw our menu items. Next, we draw the navigation arrows. And then lastly, we draw the indicator dots and another decorative pattern. In the menu input, if the user presses back, we return to the main menu again if they press left, we will move left in the menu. If they press right, we will move right in the menu. And currently, if they hit OK, we will initiate our request. Now we can remove our implementation in the update input and just write menu input event. And then in our update draw method, under the request not started, we can remove this and instead add Now let's build the app and take a look before we add another API and wrap up part 3. And now when we click run, we see our menu, and if we hit the center button again, the HTTP request will be initiated. We will see our loading animation, and then finally we will see the response. Now we're going to add one more API. So let's open up run.hpp and let's create another enum to hold our API names. And now within our run.cpp, we need to edit the input key OK within our menu input method to send an HTTP request to the selected API. So let's do this. Actually, okay, and then in the request not started case, within the update draw method, we need to add our new menu item. And that will wrap up this video. So 2, cat fact, here we go. Oh, and let's also not forget to update the JSON in the request received to get the correct key for the cat fact. And actually, we forgot one thing. This needs to be .text, and this should also be .text. And now let's build and launch the app. Now inside of our run menu, we can choose between the 2 different APIs. And if we click OK on cat fact, we see a fact about a cat. And that's it for today. We took the basic API app from part 2 and fine-tuned it by adding loading animations, a custom menu, and another API. For more videos like this, make sure to subscribe, and while you're at it, hit that thumbs up button. I'm JBlanked. Until next time, peace.